Another MacGyver type project I'm working on is welding with two car batteries. Basically putting together a 24-volt system to weld. The hardest thing on this is you have no amperage control, and at least not an easy way to do it. And so the whole strategy here was to fix something. Say you were bugging out and you're in a really rough area on the Burma Road, and you have broken a tie rod, and that's what I've got pulled out of the Jeep right here is a tie rod. I'm just kind of simulating this. This tie rod I was replacing anyway, and somebody had welded it before, so that gave me the idea, well, I'll just break the tie rod there and see if I could weld it back in the woods. If I'm stuck out somewhere, could I do some basic simple welding repairs while out on the trail or bugging out? So you can with a pair of jumper cables, 2 automotive batteries hooked in series, 12 volts up to 24 volts. You can weld. I use a 3/32 6011 welding rod, set of jumper cables, and a vice grip, welding helmet of course, and some gloves. And so of course you got to be thinking ahead, would I have this stuff in my vehicle? Well, you can. I mean, you can. You might not want to put a whole helmet in there, but you can at least have some welding glass, a number 10 glass or plastic. And I don't like using the sunglass approach. I think that's pretty dangerous. Anyway, just out here, I've done some testing, done some welding, just to prove. It's dark there. It's not pretty, but it definitely will hold. Again, this is welding, DC welding with batteries. Just did some basic. That's really not too good looking, but it's pretty strong. And the point of this is, could you get out of the woods, or would you have to walk out and somehow try to come back and fix this? So this gives you the ability. The other cool thing is on a vehicle like this that you can actually, and I recommend it, keep the vehicle running and remove your battery. When you remove the battery from the Jeep or a vehicle that you can do this, you just make sure you don't ground out your positive terminal, the positive lead, to anything metallic, or it'll shut the vehicle off. So what I do is, and I'll show this in another video. I'm actually going to do this a couple parts because it's so much fun. Where you can actually keep the vehicle running, pull the battery out of the vehicle. Yes, you can do that. And the reason I do that is, say you're out and you're welding away and you pull a lot of the energy out of this battery, enough so where you can't even start your Jeep back. That would be horrible. So keep the Jeep running, do your welding, put the battery back in the Jeep, and off you go after you've done your repair, or whatever vehicle you're choosing to use for your bug out vehicle. Or just you do a lot of four-wheeling and you want to, you're with a caravan of people. At least you've got a couple batteries, and you can do these simple repairs. So just wanted to show you some of the capabilities, things you can do when you don't have a Lincoln arc welder. This is a little heavy to carry in the back of the Jeep. So you know, you're not going to be able to take your shop welder with you, but you've already got your welder with you. You just don't know it. A couple of batteries, jumper cables, throw a couple of welding rods in your tool bag, and a pair of vice grips, some basic tools. You don't even need the vice grips. It just helps hold the welding rod. And a piece of glass, a welding helmet, Jeep welding helmet. Yes, this isn't new. I think MacGyver did this with jumper cables and a nickel. I think that was a little fake, but anyway, just kind of proving the theory that you can weld, DC weld, with your own vehicle using the parts that you're carrying along with you on the trail. So this might not be for prepping, but though you might find it very useful if you have to fix something, a linkage on a piece of equipment breaks and you don't have a welder, and you have to just attach two pieces of metal. Basic repairs can be done with batteries and jumper cables and a welding rod. And that's it. And also, when you're disconnecting the battery, and I'll talk about this later, put a load on. I put the parking lights on, because if there's no place for the electricity to go, it'll peg out, it'll pin your voltmeter. You'll see that. So I just turn on the driving lights, parking lights on this, and it keeps it's a place for the power to go. But you want to keep your vehicle running while you're doing this kind of thing, in case you pull so much energy out making a repair you can't get going again. So just a fun prepper tip I wanted to share with you. All right, Engineer 775 signing off.